Good morning, or whenever you're watching this. It's morning for me. It is our second day in Tokyo Disney Resort. We're gonna do Tokyo Disneyland today. We did Disney Sea yesterday. Feel free to check out that video. We're staying in the Disneyland Hotel. And that is the hotel there. It's gorgeous. But I also wanted to show you this. Outside they have this fountain. It has Sorcerer and Mickey on it and I love it. And I like all the buckets dumping the water around the background there. Obviously Fantasia themed, but they have the dancing hippos and the crocodile. And they have it on the other side too. There's Josh. Hippo and crocodile. Yeah, this hotel is so beautiful. The check-in process was kind of a mess. Hey, I waved to that person, they waved back. The check-in process was kind of a mess, very overly complicated and bureaucratic. And you know, when you're coming here first thing in the morning and you're kind of tired, it was very frustrating. But once we got to the room is beautiful, and the hotel is beautiful. Like once we put that all aside, it has been really amazing. And so we're starting on our second day in a beautiful location. I looked out the window this morning and there's already people lining up to get in. And so like even a couple of hours ago, it is just about 7:10 right now, and we have a breakfast here in the hotel. But people were lining up as early as like 5:30. At least when I looked out the window, it was 5:30 to get it through security. And the park doesn't open until 9. So the lines are really far back. So obviously there's a huge rush at the beginning, like there are at all the other Disney parks, because when we had to stand in a line to get through security, and then we got through the check-in and it was fine yesterday at Disney Sea. But then our friends showed up and they said they just walked through security, and they got here, I don't know, probably 30 minutes after we got into the park. So it's just sort of an initial rush, because I think now I know because of all these people lining up. But then after that, it clears out really fast. We weren't sure it was going to work out because our breakfast reservation was a little late, and they have early entry, or what they call happy entry, 15 minutes beforehand. We made it. We actually made it in. And wow, it's their 40th anniversary. Look at that. We're going to run for the Haunted Mansion, which is done up very much like Disneyland in California for Nightmare Before Christmas. But it'll all be in Japanese, so we're really looking forward to trying that out. And making our way into Tokyo Disneyland. Oh, my heart. Their Main Street USA is not called Main Street USA. And it's covered, which is great, because of course they get a lot of rain here. But it has a bunch of shops, just like your typical Main Street. And there's Goofy over there. It's always nice to see the Goof. I don't remember seeing any figures wandering around, or any characters wandering around in Disney Sea. I expect to see a lot here. We'll come back and get a picture in front of this later. Right now it's the usual thing. Right now, shop later, or in this case, right now, take pictures later. But I can walk and do a video at the same time. This is a lifelong dream. I've mentioned this in other videos, but my family didn't travel much when I was younger. We were not poor or anything, but you know, I always had clothes and food, but we didn't have the money to go traveling. Good morning. And so I never thought I would be a person who traveled. I didn't even consider it. And now I've been to 4 of the Disneys in the world. Been to New York, been to Texas, been to London and Paris. And that's not a brag. I'm just happy that I have been able to do that, and I'm grateful that I have been able to do that. Look how big this is. This hub is huge. I do also like how they have it kind of blocked here, so you have to go around to either of the sides rather than go straight down the middle. Just helps direct traffic a lot better. We're gonna come back and hit those stores because I actually haven't gotten any. We got a pin for ourselves, and but we haven't gotten the magnet that we will usually get. And I haven't got like a t-shirt or a sweatshirt. I want to get some kind of wearable souvenir from here. I'm just not sure what I want. See those people sitting over there? We just opened and they're already sitting for a parade that's probably not going to happen for many hours. Some over here too. When you have the room, you can make it wide. This is even bigger than Florida. There's Fairy Tale Hall over there, Cinderella's Fairy Tale Hall. Obviously we're in Fantasyland. In Tokyo Disney, the Haunted Mansion is in Fantasyland because the Japanese see ghost stories as sort of like fairy tales, not the scary kind that we sort of think of ghost stories in America. And there's their Haunted Mansion over there. And of course the carousel and Dumbo. Dumbo is a standard. But you can see how few people are here right now. Everyone's so friendly and waving. It's so Disney. One of the things I didn't highlight yesterday when we were in Tokyo Disney Sea is how they will have themed vending machines, right? See those teacups over there? Those are vending machines. And I'll get some closer look later. Right now we're trying to make it to the ride. But you have Small World over there, which I thought was closed. Maybe not. And there you've got the teacups over here. Alice's Tea Party is what that's called. The Haunted Mansion does not open until 9, so she pointed us to a couple of other rides. I didn't quite understand the first one, but I did understand Pooh's Honey Hunt. So we're gonna head there now. Because we have the vacation package, we got some essentially fast passes. One of them is specifically timed for the Beauty and the Beast ride, which is a newer ride with beautiful animatronics. I can film on that, so I will get some of that later. And then we have 2 attraction tickets that we can use for 2 other rides off of a select list, but that list includes a lot of rides you want to ride. There's 4 things on that list I want to ride. And so we can use them for those at any time, but if we get Pooh's Honey Hunt out of the way, then we don't have to use a ticket for that later. And if we get done with Pooh's Honey Hunt and Haunted Mansion is too long, we can use our ticket for that. On top of that, we can make reservations too for other rides. So there's a lot to be said for getting a vacation package here. If you're, not a person who lives in Tokyo, if you're visiting in, I think it's worth it because it's honestly not that expensive. For everything we got, there is, hold on, they're calling me. Wow. This is what they were calling me for, by the way. They didn't want me to miss it. I do love watching this, but I don't want to make everybody wait. So I'm going to stop filming now. We're going to get over there and get in line because I think they're starting to let people in and we want to make sure we get there before that happens. But we want to get all the figures out. That's so cool. Essentially, you're walking into a storybook for Pooh. This is the queue. It's not very long. It says it's 8 minutes out there. So we should be on pretty quickly, but I do like walking past all these pages like you've become part of the story. I don't think I'll be able to film this because there was a sign that said that we had to stow all loose items. So like hats, ear things, backpacks, and one of the pictures was a phone. I mentioned yesterday in the video that you can't film on as many attractions here as you can in the other Disneys, the ones we've been to before. So it's gonna be hit or miss whether I can or not. That is the best trackless ride I have ever been on and the best Pooh ride I have ever been on. It is amazing. So it's trackless like I just mentioned. So the carts kind of go everywhere in every which way. It doesn't follow a pre-specified track. And you get into this one room where everyone's just kind of going in a circle like you're dancing about and some other characters come out in a cart. I mean, not like people in the suits or anything, and they come out and they dance around with you and you keep going to these different stations where things happen. Oh my gosh, that was incredible. We were all looking at each other with these awestruck looks on our faces because it was so amazing, so incredible. I think that's Foulfellow. I can't remember if it's Skinny or Foulfellow. I'm sorry. I don't know Pinocchio as much as I do as others, but I love seeing that character because you don't see them very often. Wow. I started filming the pre-show in the Haunted Mansion, and then they yelled at me and told me I had to turn off my phone, so I didn't get to film any of the rest of it. But I'll show you what I have here in just a moment. But we really enjoyed the ride. We were thinking it was going to be identical to the Haunted Mansion Holiday that they have in California, in Disneyland in California. And there are parts of it that are pretty much identical, but the start of it is very different. So I'm glad that we did it. We wanted to anyway, because, you know, friends here don't usually ride that one. Josh and I have gone plenty of times in the past. I was just surprised at how much different it was. And I liked it though, because I enjoy when those things are different. Like, there's still the stretching room, but when you go through the first part of it, it's a lot more like the Disney World version, because there's the person playing the piano. In this case, it's one of those little baby vampires playing the piano, and Sally's there watching him. During the portrait gallery, there are a number of portraits of the characters from Nightmare Before Christmas. And so it's things like that. Going through the room with the doors, some of the doors are very different. One of them had smoke coming out of it. So there were subtle differences and there were big differences, and then there were no differences. But it's absolutely worth doing. Now I'm really curious what that looks like when it's not done up that way. I don't know if we'll ever get back to this park. I may never find out. And of course, we're not allowed to film it, so I probably won't find a video of it. But I don't know if I'd like to see. I don't know how different it is or what it's like. It seems to be a mixture between the two, Disney World and Disneyland. But it's absolutely worth doing if you come here. We're gonna head off to Big Thunder Mountain now, but let me show you the video that I was able to capture.
ハロウィンとクリスマスがぶつかり合って一体何が起きたのかお話ししましょう。それは悪夢のような物語。ある暗い冬の晩、ジャック・スケリントンはふと思いました。ハロウィンタウンには何かが足りないと。そんな時ジャックが目にしたのはクリスマスタウンの暖かい明かり。すっかりクリスマスに心を奪われたジャック・スケリントンはサンディ・クローズになること。
Next ride is Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. I'm pretty sure they're not gonna let me film on this. But you can see I don't think it's any different than the other ones. We used one of our Fast Pass attraction tickets to use this because the wait line is 50 minutes, and so we decided rather than waiting, let's just use one of our passes. Hey, what do we all think of the Big Thunder Mountain here?
It's fun. It's not the same as the one in America, but a little different.
Yeah, there were little differences. Overall, it was the same ride, but there were little differences that I liked, and they were delightful. And oh my goodness, Baloo is up ahead. I need to get some video of him. That is so cool. We have a picture with him, and we also have a picture with King Louie from Disney World one time. You don't see them very often, but here they are out here. That is pretty cool. I love these kind of obscure, well, what we consider to be obscure characters that are just running around the park here. That's pretty awesome. You can see there's a lot of people here today. It doesn't feel too crowded, although a lot of the lines have gone up to an hour. We're heading to Pirates right now. It's only a 20-minute wait. But here they have a Jungle Cruise over here, and then above it is the Western River Railroad. It's not like the railroad in Disneyland or Disney World where it goes all the way around. This will just take you on a tour of like the western area here. But I hear it's still pretty fun to do that. And wow, this is pretty cool. We're not sure if we're gonna do Jungle Cruise. As much as I love Jungle Cruise rides, it's all going to be in Japanese, so we may not understand any of it. I still like boat rides, so we may do it, but we're not necessarily going to prioritize it. Although the wait for it wasn't too bad, so we might do that after this, but we'll figure it out as soon as we find Pirates and ride that. All right, here's Pirates. We found it. This whole area is very New Orleans Square. You can see, especially over there, right? Like that looks just like New Orleans Square. We'll pop around in there a little bit. There is a Cafe Orleans over there, like there is in Disneyland, but I think it's a counter service and not a sit-down restaurant. And yeah, this line isn't too bad, so we're getting in it. And hopefully there's some air conditioning inside. It's nice because it's cloudy today. The temperature's only about 80, but it would be brutal if the sun was out. We're over near Space Mountain now. We rode Pirates. Yeah, I couldn't film in there. I think what's going on is that because it's a dark ride and your screen has to have light, then the whole purpose is you don't want to disturb the experience of the people around you. So you can't film on rides, especially dark rides, or thrill rides obviously, but dark rides, because it messes with the experience of other people. I get that, I understand. I just wish that I could show you some of these things. All of the popcorn carts here, this one is just regular popcorn. I think it's the first time we've come across that. Otherwise, they're usually all flavored, and there's always a long line for all of them, which is cool. I'm glad that people really enjoy that. Plus, they have very special like popcorn buckets, more so here than I've seen anywhere. They're so varied here. We got some fast passes for Space Mountain, so we're heading here now. And then we're gonna go to the Beauty and the Beast after. And I know I can film Beauty and the Beast because I've seen that before, so I'll get some video of that. Other than the fact that there wasn't any music, it's probably my favorite version of the ride. I really liked the track. There were a few times where you did these kind of like, I guess like bumps. And you know, how your stomach kind of goes up and down a little bit. Not in a bad way, just that kind of cool feeling. I don't get that in other Space Mountains, and I thought this was pretty good. We're on our way to Beauty and the Beast now, which I think is up here and around the corner. Really looking forward to this one. I've seen videos of it. The animatronics are amazing, and it's another trackless ride, so you're in like a big teacup and you go through and experience the different songs with Belle. And I'm pretty sure they're in Japanese too, so but it is the story of Beauty and the Beast that you experience as you go through it. But there's like tricks that they do. I don't want to say too much, I'll let you see the video, but it's I think it's gonna be pretty awesome. These are tickets, and we are going through Beast's Castle. Oh my, this is beautiful. Little water feature over here. You know how much I like water features. And so right now it's still not, it's still cursed. That's why all of the beasts look mean in the statuary. She ran off. Wow.
ご主人様がもう少し紳士的に振る舞ってくだされば。
石を張るのもいい加減にしろ。さっさと晩餐に来い。命令だ。
お断りします。
ひょっとすると
Josh pointed out they have all the keys here except for the west wing, where there's just a scratch there. Huh, that's a nice attention to detail. This park really knows how to do theming. I mean, Disney does anyway, but this park is another level. Here's the ride vehicle. It's Teacup. It fits 6 people in the back, 3 people in the front. And we're a party of 6, so we're all gonna fit right there in the back. Well, Cody, now that you have experienced Beauty and the Beast, what did you think?
Well, it's a 10 out of 10, I have to say, Chris. The changing of the Beast into the Prince, 10 out of 10.
We're discussing it. I know it's like smoke and mirrors, but I think it's real magic.
Gotta be.
Isn't that incredible? Like, the whole ride is just amazing. And they use the ride vehicle, since it's trackless, to just point you at the thing they want. But a lot of times you're just dancing around with the other
just
ones.
dancing around with them all, and it's amazing.
Yep. Cool.
And even though it's in Japanese, you can understand what they're saying.
We all know the whole story, so that's helpful.
It's helpful.
Awesome. Yeah, it was absolutely incredible. I knew it would be good. I didn't know it would be this good. We actually got to ride it twice, because when we got the first time we went through and we got to the end, the doors didn't open and our seat belts wouldn't unlock, so they had to do some stuff to do it. I mean, it was an inconvenience of maybe 10 seconds. 15 seconds tops. Not a big deal. It wouldn't have been a bother at all. But
We're gonna miss our next ride.
they allowed us to, oh, hold on, we're moving on our next ride. But they allowed us to ride it again because of that minor inconvenience, and that is just Japanese politeness and hospitality. You had an inconvenience, no matter how minor. We wouldn't have thought anything of it at all. It didn't really bother us, but they allowed us to go on another ride because of the inconvenience, and we were happy to take them up on that offer. But yeah, that is one of the best Disney rides I have ever been on. It is the best dark ride, quote unquote, using that term. I still think Rise of the Resistance is probably the best ride, but that, oh my gosh, we were just dumbfounded, amazed by it. I hope you get to come here and experience that. I really hope that they put that in other places. I wish they had chosen that ride instead of the Remy ride to put into Epcot France Pavilion, because that is truly world class. One thing I wanted to comment on, which I thought was very interesting, is the total lack of Gaston in that.
There's a shadow of him once.
Yeah, there's a shadow. I didn't even see that. Josh says there's a shadow of him. I didn't see that at all. I mean, because that was another reason to have a whole other room where they were doing the Gaston song. Because that's another big bombastic song that they could have put in there, but I think they just decided to focus on the Beast and Beauty and not worry about the whole villain thing. Yeah, the villagers attacked, but there was no Gaston at all. It was sort of just kind of like some adversity, and then it's done. In any case, wow. That is my word for it. Wow. Now you're gonna hear the Star Wars music. We ran over to Star Tours real quick because we used one of our we had fast passes for Star Tours, we had fast passes for Space Mountain, and then we had the Beauty and the Beast thing, and they were all within like an hour of each other. And because we rode Beauty and the Beast twice, we almost didn't make it here, but we made it with 2 minutes to spare. I'm sure there's probably a little bit of a grace period, which they wouldn't have kicked us out. So I think we would have been fine, but thankfully they were all really close to each other. After this, we're probably gonna get something to eat. But yeah, this is, I mean, it's just about noonish now, and we've ridden a whole bunch of rides already. I'm not sure if I'll be able to write or video this. I don't think so, because again, it's dark and they might say that I can't because of the politeness factor. But yeah, we've done it, obviously Star Tours and other parks before, but I really want to see what it's like here, because I feel like it's going to all be in Japanese, and sometimes that's enough of a difference to really experience it. So everything's pretty usual so far, except for the fact that they're speaking in Japanese, but because you have your R2 unit, you've got the Star Speeder 1000, C-3PO over there, and then the big screen behind us. A Mon Calamari person up there.
Attention. Arriving passengers can claim their baggage on level 1. Airspeeder rental companies are located on level 4. Thank you.
They're like the hitchhiking ghosts. That is so cool. Go around Josh here. That's really cool. Yeah, still all the same elements, just Japanese. That's nice. In America, this character is voiced by Patrick Warburton. I don't think he did the Japanese though. That was actually really fun to watch it. I mean, I know we've ridden it before, but you know, in different parks, but it's fun to do again, and it's fun to do with friends. And I ended up being the Rebel Spy, and it's kind of funny because we were the only Americans on there. Everyone else was Japanese. And Calvin was standing in line saying, like, if they choose one of us to be the rebel, that's going to be racist. And sure enough, it was me. And that was a lot of fun, though. I've been the Rebel Spy once before in Disneyland. It's been many, many, many years. Josh and I, they used to have a shirt that said I was the Rebel Spy. And I have one and Josh has one, because over time, both of us have been picked once. And we went with a friend one time, and she got picked, and we bought her a shirt. So we always told anybody, if you get picked, we'll buy you that shirt. I don't think they do it anymore. Last time we were there, where we saw the shirts, all they had were like really small sizes, so I think they were phasing them out. And we haven't seen them since then, so we can't get anything like that here. But I already have one. So anyway, it was fun to do that. I did not expect to get picked. I really didn't. But that's always cool. A little bit of Disney magic. We came to the Pan Galactic Pizza Port, and you actually order on the screen here, and then you'll go pick it up over there. So essentially they have a soft salami pizza set, which I think is a just sausage. Proceed to payment.
Thank you.
It's so cool. So anyway, that's really neat. And voila. Here's our haul. We got the calzone, I assume, is in here. The pizza's in there. And then they have the little green men dumplings, which or mochi, excuse me. It said dumplings down there. Okay. And they're sweet. There's like a chocolate, a strawberry, and then there's like a custard. Right. It's custard, not like vanilla like we're used to. We also got the apple soda, which is something that TDR Explorer, Tokyo Disneyland Explorer, recommended and said was his favorite drink. And then Josh got an iced coffee too. So Josh had a bite of this one, so there's the face. So this one is the strawberry one, and he said it's not his favorite.
It's
well,
not
I mean,
bad.
he hasn't tried
Yeah,
the
it's
others
not
yet,
bad.
but
It's just not.
I'm gonna try it, see what I think.
It's chewy.
Okay, strawberry one.
That looks like chocolate.
They call them dumplings, but they're mochi. It has that strawberry quick kind of strawberry flavor. You know, fakey strawberry. I don't mind that. I like that. Okay, well, that's not bad. Oh, the pizza was actually good. Usually we don't like Disney pizza. We feel like it's too doughy. This pizza was pretty good. It was a little bit of a thinner crust. I wouldn't call it thin crust, but it was a thinner crust. It wasn't doughy. The calzone was good too. I was joking, half joking, that it's like an elevated Hot Pocket, which is not really an insult because I like Hot Pockets. That's what it felt like. But it was very good. Okay, that was the strawberry. Next one is the chocolate one. We didn't really know what was in each of those until we started eating them because they all look the same. So you just have to take a bite and see.
You can cheat.
Oh, actually, well, I guess you can
You
cheat.
can totally cheat. I pulled
Yeah.
it.
Hold it up, Josh.
I
You
got
can
the chocolate
I don't know
one.
if you can see
tell
this
it
in
was
the
darker.
camera, but yeah, the chocolate was darker. This one's a little bit whiter. Oh yeah, that chocolate's good. I'm not the biggest fan of chocolate. I like it fine. Definitely people like it better than I do. That is,
Yo. No.
that's good.
No, yo. I love chocolate.
And finally the custard.
What's that?
Strawberry chocolate custard.
So
Strawberry's
Cody
your favorite?
says strawberry is a favorite, and then chocolate, and then custard.
Yeah.
Josh said
Chocolate,
chocolate,
custard, strawberry.
custard, and then strawberry. Let me try this
Custard's
one.
good. The custard is good. There you go. That's exactly the answer.
That's what I'm trying to think. That was probably my favorite.
Chocolate, custard,
The
strawberry.
custard, and then chocolate, and then strawberry. They're all good. I don't want to say like one's bad or anything, and of course it's based on your taste, but I really like that custard. It's not very, very sweet. Yeah. No, if you come here, get these. I know everybody talks about it in every video you'll ever see of Tokyo Disneyland, but it is absolutely worth getting.
They were what, 400 yen?
Yeah, I think 400
So
yen.
that's not even $3.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like 280
It's nothing.
for those. It's absolutely worth
We
getting.
split it. It was wonderful.
We're trying the teacups. This is Alice's Tea Party. Josh and I have ridden the teacups in every Disney park we've gone to that have them, and so we just felt like we needed to uphold that tradition. It is not a tradition that I would uphold if it was more than a 10-minute wait, and this was only a 5-minute wait, so we're gonna hop on it. We're trying to get over to the Tiki room because it has Stitch, and Josh really likes Stitch. I mean, I like Tiki rooms too, but since this was on the way and it was a short wait, we're hopping on. Whoa! Oh man, this is awesome. Wow.
Thank you, Calvin.
So much fun. I don't really get dizzy, so I mean I get dizzy, but I don't get sick dizzy. Oh my god.
I have to stay focused on one thing. And boy, this is not going evenly. This is irregular, and that's messing with me.
We'll let it play out.
Wow.
That keeps a spin.
Yeah, that's a really
Jeez,
cute. Calvin's not even spinning anymore. And
No.
It's really keeping it up. Wow.
Oh,
Oh wow.
oh, that was not good.
We're not doing Splash Mountain, but it's the good kind of Splash Mountain that has side-by-side seats instead of one-row seats. That's my favorite kind of Splash Mountain.
Mama, you fun.
There they go. How fun. We're heading to the Explorer canoes, or I'm not sure what they're exactly called here, but I like the canoe rides, and I've always wanted to do one with more people, and that's where we're heading. And we think it's down this way according to the signage, so we'll find out where that is. And they don't usually have a really long wait because most people don't want to come here and do work, because with the canoes you have to paddle. It's a free-floating vehicle, it's not on a track. And you have guides who guide it around, but you have to do the rowing with the other people in the boat. Beaver Brothers Explorer Canoes. Okay, that's what it is. In Disneyland, it's the Davy Crockett Explorer Canoes, but I don't think that would mean anything to anybody here. So Beaver Brothers is what this one is themed after. And then it's kind of down here. Sort of tucked out out of the way. Maybe that's one of the reasons why there's not a lot of people usually. Oh, sure enough, it's running. There's people over there. Not too long of a line. This is awesome. I'm thinking I won't be able to film this mostly because I need both of my hands to row. But I'll show you what the boats look like, and maybe we can see some people rowing here in just a second. Whoops, sorry, my finger's in the way. So there's the canoes there. They're gonna load us all up, but we had to put everything in our pockets, or out of our pockets out. So, and there's people coming back right now from the canoes. That was the best canoes that I have ever done. We're going, here's Marsha with me too. So here we were going, and we're big, strong guys, so we were moving that boat really, really fast. And so occasionally we had to stop and slow down. You could tell the woman who was running it in front of us was a little alarmed because how quickly we were getting up to certain things, and we were catching up to the boat in front of us. So we had to stop for a little bit, and then we'd row again, but we were just moving by. And every time we'd pass like people on the docks or people in the boat, like the riverboat, they would cheer at us and wave, and it was actually really cool. So it was a very funny experience. I've always wanted to do it with more people. Usually it's just Josh and I, and usually when we're on it, we're on with other people who in Disneyland, and they don't speak English. Like there's groups of them, and they don't know to row, and so we're not going anywhere, and Josh and I are the only people doing the work. So here, everyone was doing it. There were the 6 of us, and then there were some people behind us too. But I think the workers were getting a big kick out of it. We were having a lot of fun with it. It's kind of hot, so doing a little bit of extra work in the middle of a hot day is not awesome, but I'm glad that we did it. And now we're gonna be off to the Tiki room and enjoy some air conditioning for 15 minutes or so. Calvin and Eric and Cody are doing the shooting gallery. I think you get 10 shots. Was it 10 shots for? Oh, nobody's listening. So when you shoot, you try to hit these targets, and then things will do stuff. Like somebody shot it, and the jacket there was dancing. The bottle was spinning on the table. Oh, there was a rat running by up there.
Anyone want to play a game?
One takeaway from this is that the Japanese people really do Disney right. Not just the Disney park, but they are dressed. The way that they're dressed is so incredible. We have seen some costumes that have been stellar, and some costumes of people who you wouldn't expect. Like we just passed Gadget from Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers. I mean, that character hasn't been relevant in 30 years.
At least 25 years, something like that.
And somebody was dressed as her back there, and we recognized her because I love Rescue Rangers. I'm wearing my Rescue Rangers watch right now, or my watch strap. We saw Clarice, the female chipmunk that Chip 'n Dale were after in the original stories. She's much more of a character here than she is in other parks. So it's amazing what people look like. That's one of the reasons why I kind of filmed the crowd. I'm not looking at anybody in particular, but you just get a sense of what people are willing to do here. We've seen people in like full ball bell gown, you know, like bustles and all of that. It's just incredible, incredible, incredible. Louie and Baloo are back. They're just here entertaining us out of the sun. Very smart of them. So there's Baloo. I love Baloo. And Louie's over there waving at people. He's so cute. Oh my gosh. Wow. So happy to be here. I'm having such a great time. Not with just Josh, but my friends. It's here. The sun has come out though, so that's made it a little bit more warm than I want it to be. But otherwise, I am having a really, really good time. To help us understand the show, they gave us these translators so that we can read what's going on. I mean, this is a new show to us, so it's not like the normal Tiki room. And I would have been okay if I didn't have a translation. I don't think this story's that important, but it is cool that they have these, and they came over and gave them to us. a little bit different, but it looks like your typical tiki room. I mean, I think it did used to have the traditional tiki room songs and stuff, but I don't know about that actually. Guess we'll see what happens. I'll read the translator and figure out what the story is. I'm not sure if I can film this. I've been able to film other show tiki rooms, but it's different here, so we'll see what happens.
面白い。次の曲のタイトルがちょうどアロハエコモマイだ。どうしてわかったんだろう。
そうね。四季の神様は何でもお見通しってことかしら。寂しくて落ち込んで元気でない時、そんなに心細くても隠れなくていい。どっしり構えていればきっと大丈夫。希望さえあれば道は開ける。アロハお家を見つけよう。お花家族を作ろう。楽しく暮らそう。
少し盛り上がりすぎたみたいだな。
まったく調子外れたやつらだぜ。
ちょっとわはぬい。ビッグカフーナを怒らせるようなこと言わないでよ。
心配すんなってマヌ。カフーナマタタよし、次はこの曲で盛り上がろうぜ。カモンレディース。
It's kind of a modern version of the original song.
わはぬい、落ち着けよ。
落ち着け？俺たちの歌が台無しにされてるんだぞ。
それはそうだけど。
ビッグカフーナを怒らせたらまずいよ。
まずいもんか。いいか、よく見とけ。おい、やめるんだ。いい加減にしろ。どうだ、ビッグカフーナなんてちょろいもんよ。
びっくりして羽が抜けるかと思った。
わはぬい、大丈夫？
ああ、びっくりして卵を産んじまうかと思ったぜ。
ビッグカフーナを怒らせるとどうなんかこれで分かったでしょ。
そうかい。じゃあ次はお前さんがやってみな。
オーケー。それじゃあ行ってみよう。僕と一緒に歌ってくれるのはワイキキの浜辺で出会った可愛い子ちゃんたち、ウイングワヒデの皆さんです。おめかふわウィキウィキ恋の始まり、あなたと過ごしたワイキキの浜辺。君たち頭につけてる青いのは何だい？
何って耳よ。青くてちっちゃいやつにつけられたもん。
青くてちっちゃいやつなんてさ、ビッグカフーナじゃないぜ。
可愛い子ちゃんたち、そんなに怒らないで。耳ぐらいで済んでよかったよ。
どういう意味？
ほら、羽の先まで真っ青にされてたかも。
ああ、もう嫌。私か
最後まで一緒に歌ってくれないの？
あの青くてちっちゃいやつがいなくなるまでは無理ね。また今度にしてちょうだい。私たちならワイキキにいるから。ああ、どうするのマヌ？
飛んでいこうかな、ワイキキのたくさんだ。誰なんだ、いたずらしてるやつは。出てこい。
いたずらしてない。
どうしよう。あとビッグカブが合わせちゃったみたい。誰だお前は。ビッグカフーナ、本当にあなたなんですね。
違う。
僕、スティッチ。スティッチ？なんで俺たちの邪魔をするんだ。スティッチ、ショー出たい。
だったら初めからそう言えばよかったのよ、スティッチ。
それじゃつまんない。ねえスティッチ、もし君をショーに出してあげるって言ったらもういたずらしないかい？スティッチ、ショー出たら
It's amazing animatronic.
みんなスティッチ出てもいい？オーケー、チョキバババ。
それでは皆さん、最後の曲です。一緒に手拍子しましょう。ほら見て、雪バババ、果てしない空、愛が君を包んでる。
まるでパラダイス、大きな翼を広げ飛び出せ。心の歌が聞こえてくる。アロハ、春さすぐにお花、みんな家族だよ、一人じゃない。一つみんなと一緒、嬉しい。
あらスティッチ、私たちもあなたと一緒に歌えて嬉しいわ。
みんな、僕のお花。お花は家族。みんな、スティッチのお花になりたい？
私たちみんなあなたのお花になりたいわ。
お前がいい子でいれば。だけどな。スティッチ、嬉しい。テキテキニーハー。
テキテキニーハー。
赤テキバーバー。
赤テキバーバー。
ガバテキタスバー。
ガバテキおそば。
ガチャガチャガチャ。
Made it back to our hotel in Shinjuku. It was a really great day. We left about 4-ish, I think it was, but we had been there pretty early in the morning, and we accomplished everything that we wanted to in the day. I had originally had planned to be there later to see the parade, but just the heat and the walking around and the fact that we did pretty much everything we wanted to. I mean, there was more we could have done. There were things that I would have done, but I want to be able to enjoy myself for the rest of the trip and not kill myself over 2 days. And honestly, I got out of it what I wanted to. So it was a great trip overall. The rides that we rode, I think my favorite was definitely that Beauty and the Beast ride. It was phenomenal. I've seen videos of it, but it did not prepare you for the experience.
So glad to be able to
because
do it twice.
yeah, and being able to do it twice. The video you saw was actually the second one, because the first one was fine, but I was in the back row, so there were heads in it, and we weren't always in the best position when things were happening. But the second time, we were
views.
we were everywhere we wanted to be for the best views, and so that's the one I showed you. But it was just incredible. Like, you see the videos and you've seen the visuals in my video, but the way that the cars moved around, how smooth they were, the kind of dancing sequences, the cars themselves moved kind of like up and down, or they could move within the track. So you're moving along the trackless ride, and then the car itself, the teacup, can, could not swivel though, not sure what the turn is, just kind of tilt. It could tilt in whatever direction it needed to go. So, you know, it felt amazing as well as looking amazing. And so that was definitely my favorite. I'm really glad we went. It was a bucket list item, and I really love how the Japanese do Disney.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's just well done.
Yeah, like everything there, little things like I mentioned, the politeness and, you know, us being able to do another ride because we were inconvenienced for
3 seconds.
for not even that long. And so when we got off, you know, there's a bit of a language barrier. So when we got off, they're like, oh, you know, like right again is what they were saying. And I'm like, I think that's what she's saying is right again. So they kind of moved us over into this other area, and we're like, okay. And some of our people were walking away, because if you were at another Disney park and they just had a little bit of a snafu like that, you wouldn't really get anything out of it. It would have to be a lot more significant than that. We didn't even consider this a significant problem.
We weren't even bothered.
Yeah, it wasn't like the ride stopped for 10 minutes while we were sitting there and we didn't get to experience it fully. It was just a little bit of hiccup at the end. And so that was amazing. The prices were amazing because, like, normally in Disney, we might buy one bottle of water a day, and then we bring our bottle with us, and then we fill it up when we're at restaurants or when we are at water fountains. But you know, you could get a bottle of water for 200 yen. That was
$1.40.
like $1.40.
That's
And
insane.
So
Sodas were about the same price.
Sodas were about the same price. Like a soda, you're not going to get a soda for less than like $4 at a Disney park.
Lunch was 2,200. No,
I don't remember how much lunch was. You bought it.
$9.60 and $8.60, and then even if it was, let's say 3,000 yen. That's still only $24.
Yeah.
And that's for the two of us for meals, drinks, and a dessert.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I don't even think it was that much.
mind-boggling. That pizza alone was less than $7.
Yeah, and it was good. I mean, it knocked my socks off, like I said earlier, but it was good. So yeah. So now we're back and we're here with a decent amount of time. I'm going to meet up with some of our other friends who are here and go out for sushi. And then tomorrow we're going to Kyoto. First thing in the morning, so keep an eye out for those videos. Thank you for joining us on our journey through Tokyo Disney. It was amazing and incredible, and I'm so glad we did it. And and on top of that, you know, of course, the rest of Japan, but we accomplished it. We did it, and we had such a good time, and we went with friends, which is even more amazing. And I hope you get to come here and try it out. It is so wonderful. It's almost indescribable. I know I'm trying to describe it, and you saw some in the visuals, and it's just, you can't know until you experience it.
If you're a Disney Parks fan, as we are, it's a very natural thing to want to go to other parks. And while Paris was probably the most beautiful of the parks, this one just feels like it's the main sort of Magic Kingdom style park, but done with better forethought.
Yeah.
And done with better land usage, and done with everything. Just felt like they took the Magic Kingdom and went, what if we did this? What if we did this? What if we did this? And so things flowed better, things moved better, things weren't in the way of each other.
Yeah, it wasn't built till, because they're the 40th anniversary, so it wasn't built until 83.
Right.
And that means that they got to choose what version of rides that they wanted. And they could design everything around a bigger landscape. They weren't limited the way Walt Disney was first, with only having so much room to be able to build Disneyland.
It doesn't go all the way, like, there isn't a driving area all the way into the front of the castle. In fact, it stops.
Yeah, I showed that earlier in the video.
It's just
like
there to take pictures.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, it's there for people to take pictures and stand in, and people to hang out in.
Wonderful.
There were people waiting for the parades hours before it happened. Hours.
We walked in at our 15-minute early. Yeah, and people were there, sitting there.
And the parade still hadn't happened by the time we left. It was a special Halloween parade, and that's what a lot of those people were there for. And there was a parade that went earlier. I don't think it was the Halloween one. I could be wrong about that because we didn't actually stop and watch the parades. But as we were leaving, they were making an announcement that the parade was starting in about an hour. And so I'm like, if all those people were there since that morning waiting for this parade that wasn't going to happen until 5 o'clock, that is dedication. But yeah, you know, if you live here and maybe you have an annual pass and that's what you want to do with your time, then it's great.
Absolutely.
So thank you again. See you tomorrow in the next video.